Hey guys, welcome to your channel Digital Empaths, and I'm your host Sushant Tejmani. So, in our today's Weekend Knowledge series, I'm going to share with you a very interesting story, or I should say, the words of wisdom which I got from one of my mentors at Sapient. So, it was the later half of 2006 when I joined Sapient as a manager of business consulting. It was my first consulting gig, and I had absolutely no experience that how to go about giving a consulting advice to a prospect or even to an existing customer. So I was shortlisted for my first consulting assignment with a very large multi-billion dollar technology player in Chicago. And I was accompanied by a very seasoned consultant with me because at Sapient there is a philosophy that whenever you go to the client side for any consulting engagement, you always go in pairs so that you both can manage the stakeholders very nicely. You can learn from each other's experiences. You can fill each other voids. One person can be a notes taker while the other person can be maybe an orator or maybe a facilitator of the meetings. So there are various advantages of going as a buddy in any of those consulting engagements. So it was a first engagement for me, and my boss called me in his room and said, "Hey, Sushant, you are going for your first consulting engagement, and I want you to just remember one very important lesson. That is, it's all about building credibility. Okay? Because you are living in this corporate world where without building a credibility with the stakeholder, it's very difficult to survive. And it's very difficult to sustain the relationship, and it's very difficult also to scale up the relationship. So every touch point going forward you're going to have with the client, you need to keep on nurturing your credibility. And it's in your hand. No one else can control that. It's up to you that how much you want to invest in building your credibility." So I asked him very innocently that, can you share with me some tips around that how to go about building a credibility? Any lessons learned based on your experience, because you have been in the industry for more than 20-25 years. So probably you can guide me well, because I'm going to be visiting the client for the very first time. I've never done consulting. I've always been an SME, always spent so much time in my prior life going deeper into the concepts or focusing more on the operational aspects, okay, or more tactical aspects rather than being more strategic. So he told me that, Sushant, there are three things that you need to keep in mind whenever it comes around building your credibility. The very first thing is that whenever you have to position yourself as a credible person, people perceive you in different lenses when you go there. Okay? If you are a known personality in the industry, okay, you are someone like a transformer, okay, someone who has transformed multiple organizations in the past, okay, and your legacy travels before you. People can recognize you. You are a known personality in the industry. People can vouch for you. They know you, the kind of successes that you have achieved in the previous employments that you had in the industry, and some of the major impacts you brought for your previous clients, the lift in some of the critical metrics, and also any major process transformation you did. Okay, so think about it being a transformer. Okay, that are you one of those people that your clients, your stakeholders, your partners perceive as a transformer or not? Number two is be a thought leader. A lot of times you will find people in the industry who are wonderful orators, okay? They are wonderful storytellers. They write a lot of blogs, they go to a lot of conferences, they facilitate a lot of sessions, and they do a lot of keynote speeches, and they are master in their art. And most of these people are SMEs, okay? They have spent years in the industry, they know a lot of depth about their subject. And when they speak, people die to listen them because they feel that even a word from their mouth can influence their day-to-day life. Okay, So think about, are you a kind of a person that your audience or your partners or your customers perceive as a thought leader or not? Number third is a kind of a person which I call it as a storyteller. Okay, sometimes people don't have a transformer persona. Sometimes people don't even have a thought leader persona, but they are wonderful storytellers. Okay, they know how to empathize with the client, they know how to put themselves into the context, they know very clearly what is relevant and actionable for their audience. Okay, and they know how to take the information around them, okay, the knowledge that they have gathered over the years, the context that the client shared during the meetings, and they can very beautifully adapt and pivot to those particular situations. Okay, and clients love talking to the people who are storytellers, okay, who brings not just the breadth of the knowledge that they have, but also the depth of the experience that they have accumulated in the past. So think about where you stand right now. Are you a transformer? Are you a thought leader? Or are you a wonderful storyteller? If you are neither of them, then it becomes very difficult because clients are expecting you as a consultant. And the consultant persona is something, they are problem solvers. Okay? They come with solutions. They have a better empathy with the problem statements. And they have a lot of experiences in the past. So clients want to listen from you. So if you are not a good storyteller, you may not be able to build that connection with the client. So I would highly recommend you that start nurturing your storytelling skills. Start polishing those skills. Start building the breadth and depth of your knowledge. Start learning from the people who are wonderful storytellers in the industry and see how do they speak very persuasively. Okay, the kind of vocabulary they use and the kind of relationship they build with their prospects or the customers, the way they do the mind mapping in the meeting rooms, okay, and how they command authority and how they speak with so much passion and energy. So you need to bring all those elements if you want to be a very effective storyteller. So that's where I would suggest you or recommend you for the next few years start honing that particular skill. And gradually you will reach to a stage where you become a thought leader, where people want to listen you, people want to subscribe to your blogs or maybe to your RSS feed, they want to listen to your podcast, they want to subscribe to your YouTube channel, and they would crave for your new episodes. And once you start honing the storytelling and thought leadership skills and you start making impact in whichever organization you work in, you will gradually shift towards a transformer persona. See, we all want to be the transformers in our career. We all want people to remember us for the impact we brought in the organization, for the whether it's on the process point of view, whether it's on the top or bottom line metrics, or maybe influencing the life of the people around you. Okay, so think about as you're going for your first consulting gig, how to build that connection and how to be an effective storyteller. Okay, so these are some of the very interesting words of wisdom I got from my mentor at Sapient, and that really changed my life. And I still remember that conversation. It happened in 2006. I remember somewhere around November, December time frame. But I have shared this with so many of my friends, my peers, and if somehow this can influence your life, it gives you an opportunity to take a step back and think, how are you positioning yourself in front of your peers, in front of your employer, as well as in front of your clients and partners? It will be a wonderful way to start inculcating some of these new practices in your day-to-day life, and you yourself will feel a lot of change in your personality. So at the end, I would say, if you have never thought about these things, start taking your first step towards being a storyteller, because that is a beginning. And In my coming episodes, I will also talk a little bit more about that, what the storyteller persona is and how you can further hone that particular skill and how it helped me and what kind of journey I followed since 2006 till now and how it has really impacted my life. So if you have any questions, any comments, please post it below this video. And as always, I'm always curious to learn from your experiences, because being an infinite and explicit learner is always about learning from other people's experiences, and also it gives me an opportunity to take a step back and think about in which context you are in and how to empathize with your situation. So until then, hasta pronto, take care, stay safe.